Hello, everybody. How you guys doing out there? I'd like to welcome you guys to another Faith Fox podcast. And I said Faith Fox podcast with a lot of emphasis on it because it's been a while since I've been on here. But God is still good all the time. The devil tries to attack me, but look, he can't stop my voice. Hey, the Lord has given me a voice and it's about to be worldwide. I love faith because it's a superpower, like I tell you guys in a lot of different podcasts. If you use your faith, God will open up a lot of doors for you. And I believe if God had a weakness, it would be faith. I just believe that. Man, we can get anything. And I'm going to be doing some declarations and a lot of different things on this video. I'm going to try to keep it within that 15-minute time mark that we shoot for. If God wants me to go longer in other podcasts, I'll do that. But I think the cool thing is to keep it short and sweet, straight to the point. And I'm just excited about this particular podcast. And again, my wife is going to be on this podcast with me soon. So, hey, I'm just going to call those things as be not as though they were. See, I can use my faith. And Jesus is the author and finisher of our faith. So we're not in this by ourselves, guys. We got to remember, I have to always remember and remind myself that we're never in this by ourselves. Jesus, remember, if you can't go all the way in your faith, just like he did Peter. Peter wasn't able to walk on the water without Jesus. He said, Jesus, if it be you, would you bid me to come out there on that water? And he did sink because he started looking around and he started to sink. But Jesus came in, pulled him up out of that water. So we need Jesus to be the author and finisher of our faith, because a lot of times, guys, faith is very challenging, but I love it. I love it because it pleases God, but it has a lot of challenges and tests to our faith. So we need Jesus to be able to take it the rest of the way so we can reach our destination. But anyway, that ain't what this podcast is about. This podcast, you guys already been on the news. If you've been living on a rock, I don't know what's happening, but you should know what's going on in the technology space. And I'm going to speak on that today or tonight. And the name of this podcast is called Build the Robot. And I'll be specifically talking about the ministry of Daniel. And I'm going to specifically be talking about AI, artificial intelligence. It gets me to where, all of these guys, Silicon Valley, all of these tech guys, all these scientists, they love to want to claim AI for themselves. Like they want to be the face of it. And again, I'm a universal guy, so I'm not racist or anything like that. People that's racist always say they're not racist, but I'm really not racist. But I am tired of seeing the Caucasian guy having his face on AI. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not the only ones in the world that can come up and build these robots. I just want to get that out of the way. God didn't give it to you and by yourself. It's Indians, it's black people, it's Asian people, it's Japanese people, it's Spanish people, it's Hungarian, I can't even say it right, Polish people, English people. There's a lot of people out there that can do AI. Artificial intelligence. I like to say artificial intelligence is not what it means to me. It means almighty intelligence. It's something about when God is in the intelligence, almighty intelligence. And so I'm going to be talking about that. And I'm going to show you guys how God is specific in who he gives technology to, who he gives science to. I stand, a lot of people don't know this, but I stand for STEAM. I love the STEAM program. I love the fact that it's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. I think it's amazing that. I believe that it needs to be more African-American scientists or Africans scientists, people of my color. We need to be more in building science, not just, like I love Barack Obama. He was the first African-American black president. So, why not more African Americans be in other fields like AI, VR, video games, like what I do, films, not just black films, urban films. I'm talking about films like Steven Spielberg, those type of films that on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be more into animation films. You know, it's only like 1 or 2% of animated films, like your Disney, Pixar films. It's not it's not a lot of black creators that are out there creating these films. And that needs to change. And I think it's a mindset. I think you got to want to do this. You know, when God put me in this field, just to give you a testimony of my background, God put me in this field because I always had a desire to make video games. Or I didn't know it in the beginning that's what I wanted to do. I always wanted to get into like computer science. I was always into like computer science, but I didn't go to school for it. So I thought maybe, you know, by me being a black guy, I don't apply, or I can't apply for those type of high level positions or go to school for those big things. You know, you always see again, and I'm not ragging on white guys or little white boys, but we always see you in the front of the class with your science project. And I'm just tired of that. I was that little black guy in the school that was like, why is this white guy up here always presenting the science project? Why is he the one that's got the volcano that's erupting all the time? Or whatever science it was. It's just like, it needs to be a new face to it. And that's why I believe that God is making me and my future wife the faces of science and the faces of AI. I'm just going to claim it. And the video game space and the animation movie space. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to call those things as be not as though they were. And I believe that God has given me the IPs and the ideas and the witty inventions and concepts, which we're going to read here in Daniel, how God gave him this. God made him knowledgeable of these things. He made him knowledgeable of science and gave him wisdom and knowledge and understanding about these kind of things. So, you know, I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. You can do all things. The Bible says we can do all things through Christ, which strengthens us. So if we put him in what we're doing, he will direct our path and make sure that we do big things. Let me say this about God. God is a big God all the time. Okay. So if you're thinking in the box in any time in life, if you're thinking in the box, it's too small. I'm just telling you that God is a big God all the time. He's never going to reduce himself down to a box mentality that people try to put him in. He's not that. He's too big. He's almighty. He's all knowing. He created the universe. He created the world, everything that's in it. Me, you, everybody, anything that you see, the birds, everything you see. He's big. He waits for us to come after him with big things. So instead of everybody jumping on the AI, artificial intelligence, my terminology, almighty intelligence, instead of we're waiting for the enemy. That's how the enemy does. He jumps into these technology platforms or these, and he tries to jump in these robots and try to create and try to get those markets before we get those markets. I'm not going to let it happen. I ain't gonna let them build anymore. I'm not. You know, I have this thing I say in one of my songs. You guys, I make music out there. You know, I got the Faith Fox Part 3 project. I'm plugging it because it's my platform. But I got another project that I'm just blown away off of, and it's called Faith Fox the Chronic. You know, I'm creating the Chronic Christian album. I'm just saying. I mean, there's gonna be some offense. People gonna be offended. I don't freaking care. I'm not cursing it or anything like that. But it's very strong. I believe in strong production. I believe in, you know, wordplay, lyrics. I believe in that kind of stuff. I come from that era. I come from the Battle of the Band era. I come from when you had to be a real MC. You know, I'm still working on it and doing it all by myself until God send me some help. But I'm producing the Chronic album, the Christian version of the Chronic. It's called Faith Fox the Chronic. And I'm telling you, it's mind-boggling. I mean, I'm just blown away, but I'm not on here to plug that. But I'm just saying, I'm the guy that's building the robots. And I think you ought to build the robots out there as well. And I want to say this, white believers, you have to love the Lord. You're not going to use your skin color. You're not going to use the fact that you went to Ivy League school. You're not going to use the fact that you hung out with your friends in Silicon Valley. You're not going to use like the Google founders did and start building the robot or the computer in their garage. No, you're going to have to learn how to put your trust in the Lord, so he can direct your path. You're not going to get on anymore. You're not going to have those opportunities anymore. If you look at what's happening in today's society, you're losing your stance. You're losing your platform. You're losing your influence. And I'm just telling you, put the Lord in what you're doing. Put him in the work in your hands so he can bless your hands. I'm just saying that. So anyway, but yeah, so we're going to be the face of AI. We're going to be the face of VR. Virtual reality. We're going to be the face of cartoons, innovation as far as with video games and animated films. Yes, we're gonna run this marketplace. Yes, sir. I know the devil don't want that, but I don't care. I don't care if the devil wants it or not. You know, he tried to keep me off of these podcasts, but man, God gave me this. I say it all the time. I testimony, look, I had nothing and now I got something. I'm using it for his glory. That's why I'm on here. To thank God for giving me what he gave me. You know, I was reading Philippians 4:6-7 today. You know, it says, be anxious for nothing, but through prayer, supplication, thanksgiving, make your requests. I love the Amplified. Make your specific requests be made known to God. I love that. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I know we have a place here. I don't have to be anxious about it, but I love what the Holy Ghost said when I was meditating on it this morning. He was saying, Tim, but you have to have a sense of urgency. The urgency part of it is because if you don't have a sense of urgency, you'll wait too long. This AI, this movement is happening right now, whether we want it to happen or not. Why not jump on the bandwagon? And when God is giving us, he's giving AI to us. He's not going to let, he's not going to let the evil one come in to take over this marketplace and this industry before we get our hands on it. You know, I say this, but it's like the Terminator. I don't know if you guys watched the Terminator movie, but it's like, remember the T-1000? You know, they turned out to be the bad Terminators. And the guy, Miles, that black guy that was on, I forgot which Terminator it was. I want to say it was maybe Terminator 1 or 2. I mean, maybe it's 2 or 3. I don't know which one. But remember the black guy, Miles, that was the one that Arnold Schwarzenegger went in and said, hey, we need to destroy this guy. This guy's created Skynet. And I got a bar I'm finna say. I call it. My song was called Skynet. I say, I'm building Skynet. I'm the type of black dude that build robots in the projects. I'm telling you, this Chronic album is on fire. But anyway, I'm just saying it. I mean, wordplay, lyrics, dope beats. But anyway, let me get to this word. We're 13 minutes in, man. But I'm glad. I'm happy to God. I'm happy to God, that he will allow me to be myself on his podcast. That's why I get to use my faith and be myself. That's an amazing combination. But this is in the Living Bible translation. And I want to just read in what it says here. Now, I'm just going to elaborate on it a little bit and just kind of get you guys up to speed on what I'm trying to say here. But it says in the Living Bible translation, it said, God gives these 4 youth great ability to learn, and they soon mastered all the literature and science, that's in the Bible, of the time. And God gave to Daniel special ability in understanding the meaning of dreams and visions. See, God, the one that gave Daniel this ability. You see why I'm saying that God gives us the ability to do things? We can't do this. I mean, I know people say, well, I went to school for that. I went and got a science degree, or I went for electrical engineering. I went for computer science and all of this. But still, that don't mean that you're going to get picked. Let me go ahead and give this testimony. I'm getting picked over many right now. I'm being picked. Timothy Edwards, founder of Kingston Games, are being picked over many. Me and my future wife are being picked over many. Everybody want to be the face of AI. Everybody wants that, but you're not getting it. Remember, I told you, God picked Daniel. If you're not picked, if you're not selected, if you're not chosen by God, you don't walk in this industry. Why would God raise up another evildoer? It's almost like the Autobots and the Decepticons. Why would he give power to the Decepticon builders when he can give power to the Autobot builders? But anyway, that's Transformers. You guys will get it. Man, I'm tired of giving you guys bars here. But anyway, I'm over a little bit. But I want to thank you guys for tuning into another Faith Fox podcast. This is Build a Robot. You better do it before somebody else build it, or we're going to have a lot of Decepticons around here. And Will Smith, remember the iRobot when he got evil and started killing up some stuff? You better build it, or you're going to be like Will Smith fighting off these evil robots that these people have built. Don't let AI talk us into the wrong things. We have an opportunity to program AI to do what it needs to do and put almighty intelligence in that AI so that way God can speak the word to you instead of a bunch of gibberish. I like to say it's like Siri. It's like Siri on your iPhone. It's like overloaded with demons. but anyway, thank you guys. I'm over. I'm so over. I'm 16 minutes in. But thank you guys for tuning into another podcast. If this 1 minute extra is too much for you, oh well. I need you as a subscriber, but if you don't subscribe, I'm still rich. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to this podcast. Pray for my future wife to come on board. I believe she is. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Faith Fox, we're on the move and we're building robots. AI is our face, not theirs. Anyway, see y'all later. Take care. God bless.